Hello guys, welcome to my channel. This is Ehsan, and in today's video we're going to solve another IELTS reading test. It's better for you to have this book in front of you, IELTS Cambridge 15, the academic ones, and we're going to solve test 2 reading passage 1 from this book. And it's better to have a pencil and take notes while watching this video and turn off any distractors such as your cell phone to have your full concentration here. I'm going to give you some tips and strategies to solve this kind of test, and it's better to have a smile on your face and feel relaxed. This is a great tip for you, especially during your IELTS exam, to have a positive feelings about the whole IELTS exam. Okay, but before we get started, if you're new here, please give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and also the notification bell, so whenever I upload a new video you'll be aware of it. Let's jump into it. So as always, I'm going to split the page into two halves. On the left hand side you can see the passage, and on the right hand side you can see the questions relating to this passage. This is just like an IELTS computer exam, and we're going to do it together. So first, read the title of the passage. Could urban engineers learn from dance? Interesting topic, learn from dance. And here are the questions relating to this passage. Questions 1 to 6 is just like a matching headings. Which paragraph contains the following information? Here these are just 6 information, 6 different sentences, and we have 7 paragraphs, A to G. And here there is no mention of maybe one statement contains in more than maybe 2 of the statements contains information about 1 paragraph. So the best educated guess is that each statement relating to each paragraph, and just 1 paragraph is additional because we have 7 paragraphs and 6 statements. Okay, so bear that in your mind. And here questions 7 to 13 is a sentence completion about guardrails. This is the keyword for this completion. And the first question, guardrails were introduced on British road. You can focus on British roads and guardrails. You can looking for these two to find the answer for question 7, and probably the next question and the next one after that are going to be in the next sentences. So just finding the question to the number 7, you can find the answer to all of the questions till 13. So this is the easiest one to start with, but this includes reading all the paragraphs. This would be up to you. So I'm going to start with this one, guardrails. Just looking for, move your eye even from right to left. Just move your eye looking for guardrails and British, of course. British with a capital B, it's an obvious choice. Okay, guardrails and British, just these ones. Just move it just like I'm moving my mouse in here. Looking for guardrails and British. So nothing in paragraph A. How about paragraph B? You see how quickly I'm moving it? You had to practice this method. More and more you do it, you're going to be familiar, get used to it, and you can find new vocabularies in the passage. This is a really great skill. Just looking for guardrails and British. Just move your eyes quickly. Guardrails, British. Here this is guardrails, and here this is British. In paragraph E I find it. So here it says that guardrails were introduced on British road to improve the what? of pedestrians, something relating to pedestrians. Okay, the guardrails that will be familiar to anyone who has attempted to cross a British road, for example, were an engineering solution to pedestrian safety. To pedestrian safety. Here, this is the answer, based on models that prioritize the smooth flow of traffic. Pedestrian safety, so relating to pedestrian is safety, improve the safety of pedestrians. And be careful about the spelling of safety, okay? Safety. Safety. The answer for question 7. So, while ensuring that the movement of what? The movement of what? Here it says that based on models that prioritize the smooth flow of traffic. A smooth flow means movement. You see how they paraphrase it? Movement of traffic. Traffic. Double F. Be careful about the spelling again. All of the time I just emphasize this. Be careful about the spelling. Okay. And again, is not disrupted. Pedestrians are led to access points and encouraged to cross one what? At a time. At a time may be great. Cross one what? Just looking before and after the dash. On wide major roads, they often guide pedestrians to a specific crossing points and slow down their progress across the road. Crossing points and slow down their progress across the road by using staggered access points to divide the crossing into two, one for each carriageway. One for each carriageway. So here, one for each, meaning that one for each, meaning that at a time. Crossing into, cross one what? We need a noun. A singular noun. One for each carriageway. I just copy and paste. So easy to do that. Okay, carriageway. This is the answer for question number 9. Okay, number 10. An unintended effect is to create psychological difficulties in crossing the road, particularly for less what people. Here, in doing so, they make crossings feel longer, introducing psychological barriers, greatly impacting those that are the least mobile. The least mobile. People, for less mobile people. People, they have a lesser movement. Mobile people. Okay, question number 10. Another result is that some people cross the road in a what way? In what way? And encouraging others to make dangerous crossing to get around the guardrails. So, another result is that some people cross the road in a dangerous way. We need an adjective here, dangerous way. To make dangerous crossings. Just copy and paste dangerous. Okay? Here it is. Make dangerous way. The guardrails separate 12 and make it more difficult. Separate what? These barriers don't just make it harder to cross the road. They divide communities. You see, divide communities. They separate what? Communities. Divide, separate, divide. Just paraphrasing. So easy paraphrasing. And make it more difficult to introduce forms of transport that are what? And decrease opportunities for healthy transport, decrease opportunities. So make it more difficult. You see here, make it more difficult. Here. This is make it more difficult, meaning that decrease opportunities for healthy transport. Forms of transport that are healthy. So, actually, we have done this paragraph E, and now we just finished this question type. Now we're going to move forward to these questions 1 to 6. But maybe one of the answers we could find it from here, and because we're just concentrating on paragraph E, it is better to first look at this paragraph, okay? But before that, we're going to highlight the keywords from question 1 to 6. Reference to an appealing way of using dance that the writer is not proposing. Writer is not proposing using dance. An example of a contrast between past and present. Contrast between past and present. Approaches to building. Mention of an objective of both dance and engineering. Dance and engineering. Reference to an unforeseen problem arising from ignoring the climate. Climate, something relating to the weather maybe. Climate. Why some measures intended to help people are being reversed. Some measures intended to help people are being reversed. Reference to how transport has an impact on human lives. Impact on human lives. Okay. And here, the same, paragraph E, the same is true in transport engineering, which uses models to predict and shape the way people move through the city. Again, these models are necessary, but they are built on a specific worldviews in which certain forms of efficiency and safety are considered and other experiences of the city ignored. Designs that seem logical in models appear counterintuitive in the actual experience of their users. So, is it something about weather or climate? No. Is it something about dance? Contrasting between past and present? No. Is it something that the writer is not proposing? No. You see, I just eliminate 1, 2, 3, and 4. And between these two, why some measures intended to help people are being reversed? Reference to how transport has an impact on human lives. Between these two, maybe. I don't know. The guardrails that will be familiar to anyone who has attempted to cross the British road, for example, when an engineering solution to pedestrian safety based on models that prioritize some smooth flow of traffic on wide major roads. They often guide pedestrians to a specific crossing points and slow down their progress across the road by using staggered access points to divide the crossing into two, one for each carriageway. In doing so, they make crossings feel longer, introducing psychological barriers. Introducing psychological barriers, okay, greatly impacting those that are the least mobile. So introducing psychological barriers and engineering others to make dangerous crossings to get around the guardrails. These barriers don't just make it harder to cross the road, they divide communities and decrease opportunities for healthy transport. So some measures to help people are being reversed. The result is just the reverse one. So for number 5, the answer is paragraph E. So we're not just answering these questions, we just answer this question from these 6 questions. Okay, paragraph E relating to number 5. Now we're not going to look at this number for the rest. Now you had to just change each paragraph individually and bear that in your mind. The keywords: writer is not proposing, contrast between past and present, dance and engineering, climate, impact on human lives. Just the keywords, just these ones. The way we travel around cities has a major impact on whether they are sustainable. So the way we travel, maybe this one, I don't know. We find transport has an impact on whether they are sustainable. Transportation is estimated to account for 30% of energy consumption in most of the world's most developed nations. It's about humans. So lowering the need for energy using vehicles is essential for decreasing the environmental impact of mobility, but as more and more people move to cities, it is important to think about other kinds of sustainable travel too. So it's definitely about human lives. So paragraph A for number 6. Now we're going to look at paragraph B, but we again bear that in our mind. Writer is not proposing contrast between past and present, dance and engineering, climate. Just this ones. Dance might hold some of the answers. Dance. So something related to dance. I don't know, maybe this one or this one. That is not to suggest everyone should dance their way to work. That is not to suggest everyone should dance their way to work. Not to suggest to everyone. However, healthy and happy it might make us, but rather that the techniques used by choreographers to experiment with and design movement in dance could provide engineers with tools to stimulate new ideas in city making. Richard Sennett, an influential urbanist and sociologist who has transformed ideas about the way cities are made, argues that urban design has suffered from a separation between mind and body since the introduction of the architectural blueprint. So this could be reference to an appealing way of using dance that our writer is not proposing, because here it says that is not to suggest everyone. Is not to suggest everyone. So because of this sentence, writer is not proposing. I'm going to choose B, paragraph B for question 1. Now paragraph C, and we revise. Contrast between past and present, both dance and engineering, climate. Whereas medieval builders improvised and adapted construction through their intimate knowledge of materials and personal experience of the conditions on a site, building designs are now conceived, be careful, here it says now, and here it says that whereas medieval builders improvised and adapted, it's about relating to the past, and now here it says now conceived and stored in media technologies that detach the designer from this physical and social realities they are creating. So when you choose your keywords wisely, you can easily find your answer. Contrast between past and present. So paragraph C for question 2 is the right answer. Now we just have left with 3 and 4. 3 relating to dance and engineering, 4 unforeseen problem, everything ignoring climate. So paragraph D. To illustrate, Sennett discusses the Peachtree Center in Atlanta, USA, a development typical of the modernist approach to urban planning prevalent in the 1970s. Peachtree created a grid of streets and towers intended as a new pedestrian-friendly downtown for Atlanta. According to Sennett, this failed because its designers had invested too much faith in computer-aided design to tell them how it would operate. So it failed. It somehow this failed. Here it says unforeseen problem, but we don't see anything relating to climate. Just be patient. They failed to take into account that purpose-built street cafes could not operate in the hot sun. Okay, here this one is relating to definitely climate, hot sun and failing. Okay, hot sun and failing. So paragraph D for this question, and we just have left with question 3, and we already choose this paragraph, so we have left with just F and G. If their designers had the tools to think with their bodies, like dancers, designers means engineers, dancers, and dance. So, and imagine how these barriers would feel, there might have been a better solution. Here it says mention of an objective of both dance and engineering, an object of both dance and engineers. So this one definitely is paragraph F. Okay guys, here we go. This is passage 1 from this test 2 Cambridge 15. I hope you like these techniques and we never need to read this paragraph G. And again, if you're new here, please give me a thumbs up, share this video with your friends. I hope you like it, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.